tonight in studio. And this is literally breaking news by the moment. We have several states that have just been called. I'm learning this along with you, so let's go ahead and look at our interactive map. When I click out of everything, so you guys know these numbers right here are your electoral numbers. So right now, Donald Trump has 95 electoral votes. Vice President Kamala Harris has 35. But from what I understand, Florida has just been called, and no surprise there. Donald Trump's home state, Mar-a-Lago, he did a ton of campaigning there. He is there tonight. Florida has been called for Trump, giving him a whopping 30 electoral votes. But again, when you see this check mark on anything that I'm pulling up, that means that that race has officially been called. If there's not a check, that means they are still tallying. And then, of course, to South Carolina, where I am being told, are 9 electoral votes going to former President Trump. South Carolina has been called, but we can actually break this down for you and look county by county. Even though all of the counties are not reporting yet, again, this was called by the AP. Trump with 51% of the vote. We do have a couple of counties, though, reporting in Fairfield County. Harris is ahead with 56%, Trump with 42%. But again, the state has been called. Still nothing in Richland County, still nothing in Calhoun. Sumter got some numbers from Clarendon County, where Trump has 51% of the vote there, 5,327 to Harris's 4,944. If you want to continue to look around the state, you know, it's wild. I know some people say, how can they call the state when there are so many different counties not reporting? We did a deeper dive into that ahead of the election, and basically they rule out mathematically. If they know this county, this county, this county, then it is statistically impossible then for Harris to win the state. So at some point, AP math folks, that I'm going to be honest, y'all, they are way smarter than me at math, have decided it is statistically impossible for Harris to win our state, even though we just have a few of these numbers reporting. Now let's take a look at a couple of the other states that we know were just called. Let's check in on Ohio. Okay, so if you see no check mark over there, that means Ohio has not been called. Mississippi does have a check mark. That means Mississippi, the AP has just called Mississippi for Trump with 6 electoral votes. Let's move on down the coast. Alabama has also been called for red. That is for Trump. Let's look at Georgia. We know Georgia is one of the swing states, along with Pennsylvania, Nevada. We expect those numbers to probably be last, as we expect those to be very close races. North Carolina, another swing state, still waiting for results there. Virginia, nothing coming in yet. Again, West Virginia was called. Going now to Kentucky, that has been called for former President Trump. He is getting 8 electoral college votes there, and then Tennessee with 11. So right now, we still have not heard, of course, from those swing states that we know and that they talked about incessantly in the last week or two about how it was going to come down to North Carolina, to Georgia, to Nevada, to Wisconsin, and to our friends up in Michigan. We will wait for those numbers, but again, we kept reporting to you that the candidates were there, each holding rallies, sometimes on the same day, just down the street from each other. So I want to find out if any of these states surprise you, and for that, we are going to get you back over to, and Oklahoma called for President Trump. I believe that just lit up a second ago. So Oklahoma called for President Trump with 7 electoral votes there. Let's get into the